Yeah, I mean, this guy's show business. Are you not entertained? Is like his MO, right? Yeah. I wonder how much of that he's going to take and how much of his own
ego?
I don't know if it's ego, but just style management he's going to impose into and what he wants to do in his philosophy of football.
You were saying we want to compete with the best, we want to win trophies. You know where this is going. So how much pressure are you under? How quickly do you think it is before you can get Nottingham Forest from winning trophies?
That could have been my quote, but we're no different. I mean, I've said it already that that's what I want to do. I want to win trophies. That's what I've done my whole career, and that's what I want to try and do here. And from that point of view, like I said, looking at sort of the opportunity that exists here is that every club wants to be successful for sure, but what I've seen over the last few years is since the president took over the club is that those ambitions are backed up with actions, and it's perfect conditions for me.
Oh, welcome back, Ange Postecoglou. We missed you so much. All those sound bites, always so good. But that leads us to our Geico Get More and Nottingham Forest, Kupo, hoping to get more out of Ange Postecoglou, including some trophies. How do they do it?
Oh, they're going to get more. Ange brings a bolder, faster, definitely riskier system, possession-based, in contrast to a Nuno Espírito Santo Forest team. So yes, we'll see. What I expect is that the ceiling will get higher, but the floor will be a little wobbly for a little bit. I think he has all of the tools at his disposal at Forest to play Ange ball in essence. Maybe with the lack of like a good ball playing distributor goalkeeper and probably like a more press resistant two-way midfielder. Otherwise, I think he's got a pretty rounded system that he can convert pretty easily, fairly quickly, as long as the team buys into what Ange is selling.
Do you think that Ange learned any lessons from his time at Tottenham, that at times stubbornness to keep on playing this aggressive, go-for-it style, despite the fact that he had players in and out of the team with injury and was, in some ways, putting the team in bad positions with those injuries as well with that style of play?
Yeah, like Kupo said, it's that high octane, we're gonna go for 90 plus minutes when it truly didn't make sense to. I'm really looking forward to seeing, one, the team buy-in, how he's gonna integrate the Ange style of play with this squad, but also if he's picked up on the game management, what we were so critical of last season with with Tottenham, and how he's gonna get this team to take off the press, when to sit back, when are the key moments to press, where's the line of confrontation. I think that's where last year it was so out of order for the team, where how did you expect the guys to actually get those big results that they needed?
Yeah, Nico, I mean, I think from a player and coach relationship standpoint, a lot of those Spurs players did like Ange Postecoglou quite a bit, but it was just maybe some of what Darian and Kupo are talking about here with the in-game stuff.
Yeah, I think from a human perspective, he was a good manager. I think people liked Ange. I think he's a very likable figure. And I have no doubt that these players are going to take a liking to Ange. Let's remember the start of his time at Spurs, not the end of it, because at the start, it was actually pretty good. They reached top of the table the start of 2 seasons ago at Tottenham. He got them to click, he got them to buy in. But with every system that is high intensity, high octane, press, you run out of gas at one point, and you got to learn to have that balance, right? So when Nuno wanted to play with these guys and have a little bit of collective football, find the number 9 up top that was so good, there is going to be some adaptation. I don't know if it's going to be as quick as you say, Coop. I think it feels drastic. It feels like it's philosophically it's going to go from something that was so actually well worked under Nuno that really defied odds. I don't know if any of us had Nottingham Forest playing this well under Nuno, to really trying to understand something very different to what Ange is going to do. I think it can be successful, but like you guys say, there needs to be buy-in. And if there's not buy-in at one point, it just felt like at Spurs it was suicide football, and there was not 100% buy-in. And the moment, especially in such a intense pressing system, If everybody's not on the same page,
It's a disaster.
it comes apart at the seams. And Spurs came apart at the seams at times in the Premier League, and they put together such a horrific season.
They did adapt in the Europa League, but I'm curious because of how Nuno led this team. Sit back, let's absorb pressure, let's hit them on the counter.
Yep.
If he already has that in his arsenal, which they play Arsenal this weekend, which is a massive test, but if he already has that in their arsenal and he can add that press when it's right, picking those correct moments, I think this is actually a really good fit for Nottingham Forest. It's just his management of when they choose to have those moments that'll make or break this team.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's show business. Are you not entertained? Is like his MO, right?
Yeah.
I wonder how much of that he's going to take and how much of his own
Ego?
I don't know if it's ego, but just style management he's going to impose into and what he wants to do in his philosophy of football. And it's, I mean, that every week in, week out, it was like, how is Spurs going to adapt?
I know.
What is Spurs going to give us? And it just totally felt like this guy was going to die by the sword. He ended up dying by the sword, right?
And winning a trophy.
You can only cram the system down your players' throats so many times, even when it doesn't work, and refuse to adjust, where you're going to literally just die on your sword. And he did. So
as a martyr, though, which is the crazy part, because he did deliver a trophy.
He did win them a trophy. The caveat being, like, at the cost of his job. Despite everything else, coming into this, I have no reason empirically to believe that he's going to change in any way, shape, or form.
I don't think so. Right?
And
we were betting people. Would you say, is Ange going to change, yes or no?
Right. And Nottingham Forest are hiring him knowing this. I feel like that's the one thing you've cleared that hurdle, at least. Now, barring any other front office issues, which we saw Nuno butting heads with, I think they stay the course and try to see what happens here. And we might get, this like 5-lane attack out of Ange for Forest.
And perhaps a trophy as well, because Ange Postecoglou's track record has shown that he is at least pretty good at delivering a trophy.
In the second season.
In the second, and maybe the first as well.
Also first. They challenged him about that yesterday in the press conference, and he was like, yo, I win if you will interpret my Latinized English
let's hear it.
into an Australian voice. He went like, yo, I actually have one in my first year as well. In Celtic, my first year I won a double.
Right. Yeah.
So